Hey everybody, how's it going? With the popular Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, we at HN decided to cover characters and concepts from the series' first season leading up into season 2, which is set to kick off on October 30th, 2020, and described as probably the most exciting Star Wars sequel, to media adaptations since the return of the Clone Wars final season. The series is set 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi and the Fall of the Empire. And The Mandalorian follows Mando, aka Din Djarin, a lone bounty hunter in the outer reaches of the galaxy. Now, in the second season of The Mandalorian, Mando and the child, aka Baby Yoda, continue their quest from the end of the first season as they're pursued by Moff Gideon. And in this installment of The Mandalorian Annotated, we're focusing on the New Republic era, just because it's the first installment. It figures, best to start off by introducing the setting. Now, getting into it, you can really split up the New Republic era in two parts. Immediate kind of the fall of the Empire kind of section, and the second part would be more so the rise and fall of the actual governmental New Republic. Now, after the events of Return of the Jedi, the elimination of both the Emperor and Darth Vader left a massive power vacuum across the galaxy. And from this moment, Imperial remnants, ran by regional Moffs and other high-ranking officers of the Empire, took power where available. Many became warlords, making alliances with other Moffs to expand their power, reach, authority, etc. Overall, they still considered themselves members of the Empire, as many planets were not yet aware of the governmental fracture. And the largest consolidation of the remaining Empire resources in canon belonged at this point to Gallius Rax, previously a fleet admiral and student of the Emperor. And trained by Palpatine to run the government of the Empire in case of his death, Rax took over operational authority of the declining Empire with the new rank of Counselor. And under a plan known as the Contingency, the Empire was to consolidate on Jakku, where it could be destroyed as a self-punishment for failing Palpatine. And in the Emperor's own words, if an Empire cannot protect its Emperor, then the Empire must be deemed a failure. It collapses not only because the central figure is gone, but because it must not be allowed to remain. However, the Counselor died before he could properly finish out the plans on Jakku during a battle, and the next authority, instead of carrying out those plans, surrendered to the New Republic. And this allowed the New Republic government to establish itself as the new galactic authority going forward. Now, going on past this, because the government is vast and the Imperial remnants were widespread, the strength of the New Republic was a fraction of what the Empire was, and definitely smaller than the previous Galactic Republic. And in many ways, the galaxy was like a new Wild West, especially in the outer rims, where certain planets decided to just govern themselves for the most part, both in policies and defense forces. And the issues of the New Republic were also magnified by political fights between centrists and populists. Now, the centrist fraction of people in politics believed the central government of the New Republic should focus their early years with basically a strong military and a strong central government. Now, the populists, on the other hand, believed the individual worlds should have more autonomy than the central government of the New Republic, essentially having a more idealistic view of the government's function. And most of their opinions were fueled by personal theories about the corruption and the failings of both the Galactic Republic and the Empire. Now, before the New Republic could properly lay its new foundations and build a strong foundation for the future, they entered an intergalactic struggle with the First Order. Initially, they were focused in the Outer Rim, so members of the New Republic treated them as an afterthought, underestimating their growing might. When the First Order began their expansion into the New Republic's sovereignty, the New Republic decided to not meet the aggression with action and instead pursued diplomacy. And this further divided the young New Republic, as one faction believed the First Order should be treated as a true threat, while the other would rather basically not use military force if possible. And this was a driving factor into what eventually was the formation of the Resistance, which was unofficially supported by high-ranking members of the New Republic. Unfortunately, the diplomatic methods of the New Republic didn't work and resulted in the First Order gaining enough military strength to launch a devastating attack. And using the Starkiller-based superweapon, and also two powerful Force-sensitive individuals in Snoke and Kylo Ren, they had the resources to strategically destroy New Republic leadership, fleets, and even their capital planet. And after this act of terror, which was seen in Star Wars Episode 7, the First Order was able to force planetary governments to submit to the authority of the First Order while dissolving the authority of the New Republic. So that's it for the general overview of the New Republic era and the fall of the Empire. I hope this was helpful in basically just kind of explaining the general setting that the Mandalorian falls into, but leave your comments below what you guys think about this. We're doing this for the entirety of October, the Mandalorian Annotated series, which is pretty much intended for people that have either forgotten certain things about season 1, just need a refresher on, maybe a character, a concept, a location. This is what we're doing this for. So let us know in the comments some things that we could touch upon as we lead up into season 2. So hopefully by the time season 2 gets here, everyone watching these videos could be on the same page and just be able to enjoy what they're watching. So leave your comments down below, and we'll see you guys later.